All right, so we're getting out a little late today. I'm getting in after the lunch rush, it's a little after 1. It's not a big deal. One of the reasons why I like to dash, people ask me, is because I'm able to do it whenever, let's see, I get the UPS guy. I'm gonna go around him. I'm able to do it when I have, when I've got some free time, meaning that, when I'm not busy doing something else, which usually entails, running my kids to and fro and running errands for my wife. This is pretty much what I do for a job, is going out and dashing and delivering food. And I do it as little as about 4 hours a day to as much as 6 hours a day, because I'm super busy. If you've seen what I do, I'm being a content creator and a filmmaker and a podcaster and all the other crazy stuff I have to do, you'd understand that that I only have a little sliver of time to be able to work and make a living, so that I can afford to be able to do all the content that I can do, which is a lot of fun. And the reason why I bring you guys along with me is because I get asked a lot, what is it that you do and how does it work? And so right now I've just punched in the app, so I've signed in, and I'm just waiting on an order. So right now I'm just on my way to one of the locations to kind of just sit and chill and wait on an order until it comes in, and that's basically just what I do. Is just a lot of it is just hurry up and wait. But once I start dashing, once it starts coming in, man, I am busy for the next however long it's going to be. And right now it says they're having an outage, so they're working to resolve the issue. But I get paid either way. I'm going to be getting paid, whether it's per delivery or while I'm out running around waiting for an order. I do get paid. So that's it for right now. I'm just going to kick back, and hopefully an order will come in and you can see what it is I do. So just as I was about ready to get to one of my locations here, I got a pickup at Wingstop, which is like right over here. I go to this one particular location in the Northwest on Coffee Road in Hageman, mostly because it is like surrounded by restaurants, and it's got a Vons over here, a CVS a little over, and so this is a great location. I like to kind of just sit and chill at for getting a pickup, and I just got a pickup for Wingstop, which is right over here. So let me just park it and go inside, and I'll get my bag and see if they got it ready. So I'll get a little screen here that says I've arrived at the store. So I click arrive at the store, and it shows me who it's for. Got a couple items. What are my items? A large 5-piece crispy tender combo. That means it's got a drink, so it's got a Coke, 20-ounce Coke, and some dips. So it's not very big in size, but it's gonna be big enough. And so let's get inside and see if we can get this real quick. Hey, I got a pickup for Caden.
Okay, can you sign it, please?
Sure, no problem.
Thank you.
Caden. Some places I gotta sign a login sheet. They want to keep track of the dashers and everything. What time is it?
You just wait on the driver for a minute, and there's a Coke with it, okay?
Yeah, 20-ounce Coke.
Yes.
Excellent. So about 5 minutes?
I figured like 2-3 minutes.
2-3 minutes? Okay. Cool deal. I'll be right over here.
Alright.
A lot of times I'll come into a location and you won't quite have it ready, which is fine. Now, at the very least, if they tell me how long it's going to be, I'm pretty cool with it. Even if they say it's going to be about 15 minutes, I'm still cool. At least they tell me. The worst thing to be able to do to the driver is, oh, your stuff isn't ready, and then leave them waiting for like 20-30 minutes and make them wonder what's going on. They got Coke. They're almost out of everything else, but they got Coke. Okay, So I got the order. It looks like, according to the GPS here, it's about 3 miles away. It's gonna take me about 8 minutes to get there. What the hell did I get in my window? Anyway. So anyway. So it'll take me about, yeah, like I said, 7-8 minutes to get there. About 3 miles. Not a big deal. The order came pretty quickly, so I wasn't even there, maybe. I don't think I was even there for about a couple minutes. Just enough to check my Twitter page. So we finally got to the address. One of the things that I'd like to do, because it'll tell me, you know, as I'm pulling up to the address, you know, what the numbers are. I try to, like, I look at the thing here and I try to, you get the address. Can't show the address. Try to get the address, try to match it to the house, and then I'll exit out. And then I do the same thing when I get back to my home, when my screen here, just to make sure that I have the right address. And it says leave at the door. So basically I'm gonna leave the car running, grab it, I'm gonna leave it at the door, ring the doorbell. So now you see here, it shows me that the order is complete, how much I got paid for the order, which is $7.25. So, yep, I got it. And I move on to the next one.
Hi ho, hi ho.
Another delivery I go.
Woohoo.
It's actually pretty cool. I mean, one of the things I love about when it's like leave at the door, because all I have to do is take the items out of the bag, put them at the door, take a picture. I gotta make sure I take a picture, because so many times I'll drop something off, and it hasn't happened to me a lot. It's happened to other drivers, but they will drop something off and they'll take a picture, and then the customer will call and say, hey, I didn't get my stuff, I didn't get my food. Well, I took a picture. Okay, and then they're able to figure out, you know, where we left. So usually if it says leave at the door, we leave at the door. You know, sometimes I've been given special instructions on, like, leave at the garage door, okay? Leave at the gate. Leave on top of the, I have one where it was like a gate, where it was a gate. And I go there and there's a gate, the pillar, and I said, leave on top of the pillar. Okay, each time I take a picture, because it protects me from anybody saying, hey, I didn't get my delivery. Only once, or I should say twice, has it come down to where I delivered something and the customer said they didn't get it. And both times, when DoorDash came to me and asked about it, it was ruled in my favor, because I basically followed the instructions of the customer and left the order where they said to leave it. So it's always important for as a dasher to, when you take a picture, to, you know, leave at the door. You take a picture, you left it at the door. There's also a possibility that something, this has happened to me, where when you're delivering at night, you may have a hard time seeing the numbers. Seeing the numbers of some of these addresses can be crazy. It's like there have been times where I've walked around the same property for 5 minutes trying to find the numbers of the house. Only to sit there and say, well, GPS said it was right here. It's right here. So it's got to be right here, because, you know, and there are times where what I'll do is, if I find that, you know, if I find that it's a location that doesn't have the numbers, I basically will look at the houses on either side to see if it's, okay, this house has this number, this house has this number, this has got to be it. This, you know, because, or even better, sometimes I'll look across the street, because numbers from across the street will be like 1 digit off. Because a lot of people won't know that. They'll look across the street and they'll oh, 613. This is 612. Okay, it's got to be 612. So, but I think one of the reasons why I like delivering, and I love delivering at night because it's, I make a lot of money delivering at night, but it can be challenging because you don't have, you don't have the sun to help you out here during the day. You at least have the sun to help you out and to be able to see certain things that you wouldn't be able to see when you deliver during the day. All right, so I just got another pickup over at Checkers. I'm gonna have to go up and come around. One of the things I want to implore on anybody doing dashing like this is that don't do anything reckless in your car. All right, if you're in the wrong lane and you get an order and you got to turn right, but you're in the left lane, just go up and do a U-turn. There's no point in you stopping traffic or trying to do something crazy in your car. It's better to be safe. Better to be safe. Please, dear God, better to be safe.
Maybe U-turn at River Lakes Drive.
Yeah, see, I'm going to make my U-turn here at River Lakes Drive. And yeah, it'll add a little more time. It'll add a little more miles. But you know what? It's better to be safe than to try to do something. I'm gonna cut a few seconds off my time and get there so I can pick it up and get on to another order. Don't be safe. It's better to be safe. Better to be drive safe. I mean, there's no point in you trying to rush to pick up an order or to deliver an order if you drive unsafely and get into an accident or get yourself a ticket. Or, something happens and the food spills all over the car. I mean, you want to take things, what's the word I'm looking for? You just want to be safe. Just be safe. So Checkers is right over here. It's a nice little place. And the interesting thing about the Checkers here is it has two drive-thrus. It's got one on the left, one on the right. The only thing is, for me, I like to walk up to the window because, no doubt, there have been times where I had to go to the drive-thru, and usually the person in front of me is buying food for 15 people. So it's like, okay, and it ends up becoming a big waste of my time. However, there are times where it's nothing. There's not a whole lot you can do. It's like there are some places where they close up early and you have to go through the drive-thru. And so you're just sitting there and waiting, like I am right here because I cannot get around this one car. Well, most important thing you should have is a nice bag, nice insulated bag. Keep everything hot. It needs to be hot, cold, it needs to be cold. And you kind of want to maybe steal these drink holders because they come in handy when you got drinks. You got to put them with everything together. I have about 2 or 3 pizza bags that I usually get from one of the pizza vendors. Ask for them. They say on the app to ask for them if they have them. And then I got to cut about 2 or 3 bags of my own for some of the other items, like I have for the Wingstop bag there. I use this bag here, so it's good to have an insulated bag to keep everything warm or cold, however, whatever it is you're picking up. So we're here at Checkers. Let's go get the food. All right, so we just picked up the order here from Checkers. It's only a couple items, but the delivery is 7 miles away. This does happen. It's for me, it's not a big deal. I know some people would freak out. For me, I like this kind of being able to make these kind of deliveries. It gives me a chance to charge my phone. Number one thing you need is a dasher, is a phone charger.
I think another main reason that stuff like that would happen, like a ridiculous delivery distance, because this is the only Checkers in Bakersfield.
Yeah, this is the only Checkers in Bakersfield. And
so no matter how far away, this is like the only one they can order from. So
yeah, there are certain restaurants here that it's like it's the only one. It's like there's only one Chick-fil-A here in town. So it's like if you have an order for Chick-fil-A, don't be surprised if you've got to go sometimes 10 miles out to deliver Chick-fil-A, which I have done. But then again, at the same time, what's interesting is I've had to pick up at a Little Caesars one Little Caesars, and here in Bakersfield, I think we must have like 7 or 8 of them.
Yeah.
We got a lot of Little Caesars. I'll pick up one from one, and I'll end up having to deliver it to another part of town where there's a perfectly good Little Caesars there. But I don't know how DoorDash distributes the orders. I don't know how they distribute them through the different restaurants. I will say this: they're pretty good about, about having certain restaurants do certain areas. But sometimes you'll get the weird one where it's like you'll pick it up from one, and then you'll have to completely deliver it way out in the middle of, hillbilly Jim Egypt. And so why am I always? But you're right. It's like when there's like one restaurant in town, and you're picking up from that one restaurant, you could be delivering anywhere, and I've done that. But so it's not a big deal. It is what it is. I'm making money, and I'm delivering this order, and I will have this done in about 15 minutes. So, and I'm chilling in my car. So we finally made it all the way down. I guess you could say the southern part of Bakersfield.
Yeah, it took us all the way out past Panama.
Panama Lane. Nice, but the houses out here are nice. Again, I just have to leave it at the door, take a picture, and I'll be right back. But this is a pretty nice place.
Recording.
So you can see right here, right now, this is right here. The little triangle is me, and I'm actually heading to that black flame icon right there. It's supposed to be like a hot spot for for deliveries right now. They say if you get anywhere near it, you may have a chance of getting a delivery or a pickup. Right now, I am in top dasher status, and I'm also like something I refer to as diamond status, which is basically all of the top orders or the hot, I would be what's not eligible for, but I basically a lot of them would. I would get preference for a lot of the top dollar orders.
So how do you become a top dasher?
So top dasher, you have to have at least 100 deliveries in a month, and when you make those deliveries in a month, you have to have a customer score higher than 4.7. You have to have an acceptance rate of over 70%. You have to have a completion rate of over 95%. And there's one other thing. I'm trying to remember it's off the top of my head. But basically, you're in a top tier. In other words, the customers like you. You have an acceptance rate over 70, which means you're accepting a lot of orders. And I accept just about every order I get, even small $3 orders, because sometimes when I go to pick up those $3 orders, I come to find out that the stuff I'm picking up is like, $12 off the menu. So I'm getting paid relatively what would be considered a big tip anyway. And then just making sure you complete the orders. It's like, duh, you should be able to, any order that you accept, you should be able to complete it. The only exceptions, I think, would be like, let's say that you have an order that if something happens where it's like, oh, I gotta leave, I gotta go, and you unassigned yourself the order. Well, you've now reduced your completion, by a percentage points or so. But if you're going to accept an order and you pick it up, and just like this one that just came up,
because we just entered the hot spot and we got an order for Taco Bell,
which means I'm probably going to have to turn around. So as we just pulled up to the
GPS signal lost.
Yeah, I guess. as we just pulled up to the Taco Bell here, and you see I'm in a mobile pickup park. I always pick up one of these because it is a mobile pickup. But we pulled in to be able to get one, and they gave me a second one, which happens a lot. It happens more than you think. So as luck would have it, I come in here and I got them all both right here. This little pickup stuff. This is perfect. I love it when they have this stuff for ordering from. So this one is here. So I'm going to get this one in the bag. Here, this one first. This right here is got a drink.
I see they didn't give us a drink holder, so I already got the...
I always hold on to my drink holders, just, you know, because I'm never sure. And of course you want to do your best to always keep, especially when you have two pickups, and you're putting them in the same bag, you always want to keep them together as best as possible. Luckily they got the little tags on here so I can see who's whose. So, put it all together. And again, I got a big enough bag, I can put both orders in the same bag. All right, so right now I'm in the middle of delivering the first food item.
In a quarter mile, use the left 2 lanes to turn left onto Stein Road.
One of the things you're going to be really, really careful about when you're driving, you got to pay attention when you're driving, because it's not necessarily your driving you have to worry, it's other people's driving.
Especially when you're on very busy streets.
Yeah, it's, you know, I mean, I had someone behind me as I was on my way to drop this off, and I was gonna like get in the other lane because I had to like make a turn, and he instead decides to cut me off, go around me, and then cut me off coming back. I'm like, if he just waited like 3 seconds, I would have gotten out of his way. He could have sped off straight off on his own. No. So, of course, I missed my turn, so now I got to do a U-turn to come all the way back around because I couldn't get into because he blocked me off. So, as a driver, I think that you know, it's always interesting. I remember a friend of mine, you know, he was a driver when he was driving, and I would be riding with him, and I was never worried about his driving. I was always worried about everybody else around him. And I think that's one of the things about being a dasher. You've got to anticipate what other people are going to do, which can be kind of taxing because your mind's already on trying to deliver the food. Now you got to worry about schmo over here who is riding your butt and wants to, you know, and you want to get out of the way. And so
right
what ends up happening, oh shoot, you know, he decides he's going to cut you off twice because he can't be patient enough to just allow you to move over. All right, so our last order was right back at that house there. It's been a pretty good dash today. I've, you know, made some decent money. I'm probably going to be going back out tonight to do some more dashing, but this gives you an idea of, you know, the beginner's idea of what it is I do. And being able to just drop off and take all these deliveries to all these beautiful people. This one here again is a leave at my door, ring the something. Ring the doorbell. It's gotta be ring the doorbell. And I'll explain that because some places I go to deliver will tell me, do not ring the doorbell, do not knock. Normally for three reasons. 1, dogs. 2, babies. 3, someone's asleep. And they don't want you knocking on the door, ringing the doorbell to wake them up because, as one sign said, you know, ring the doorbell, dogs bark, baby screams, mom gets mad, it gets ugly. So basically that's how it's going to work. So I'm going to drop this off and I will be right back. So we finished up with that last delivery. It was pretty easy. Just another one where it's like I can leave at the door, ring the doorbell, and go. It was a pretty nice dashing shift today. And I had a lot of fun and was able to give you hopefully some information about what it is I do and how I do it.